What's up, y'all? This is Mario Ariave with Utmost Performance. As you can tell, I am dressed for a bike ride, but I am on the tail end of a bike ride. Better yet, the tail end of a challenge. And I just wanted to just get on here and kind of tell you guys what I was up to at the tail end of 2020 and now January 1st of 2021. A little while back, my coach asked me if I was willing to try to do a what he called a pro week. And I'm always up for a challenge. I'm always up for stretching myself and getting uncomfortable. So I said, sure. What all does it entail? I'm in. So here's what it entailed. It entailed there's a pro bike race called the Tour of Romandie, which is a stage race in Switzerland. And essentially what he did was he had me go through all of the stages of that particular race. Now, I didn't have to race the stages like they do in real life, but I had to do the same amount of work that the riders that were racing in that event would do. So every single day, I had a goal. For those of you that are familiar with Training Peaks, I had a goal in terms of the number of TSS that I had to do for that particular day. So day number one was a prologue. It wasn't even stage one. It was just called a prologue. And it was relatively easy because all I had to do was pedal around and come in with, a measly amount of TSS. But stages 1, 2, 3, and 4 is where the meat and potatoes were, because that's when I had to ride long and put in a whole lot of work. Now, that's where it got interesting, because each stage kind of had its own little story that I kind of want to run through with you guys. So stage number 1 took place for me personally in Livonia, Texas, where I went to go visit my in-laws to celebrate Christmas with them. So we packed up the kiddos and headed down there. And so stage number 1 was done down there. But there was a cold front coming in. As you can tell, I'm dressed, in warm weather gear. So there was a cold front moving in, and because it was South Texas, what ended up happening was that day was filled with temperatures in the upper 70s, but then I got some rain, and then I had a stiff, 20-mile-an-hour wind that I was battling all day. Then the rain went away, and then it got real humid and hot. And what ended up happening was stage number 1 was an absolute disaster. I got the work done. I ended up with 270 TSS for that particular day. But man, it was a bad way to get things started. I was severely dehydrated. I was very, very sore. I was a little bit worried about how I was going to recover, because for stage number 2, I had to do less work, but still it was 175 TSS, which is a quality day on the bike, backed up of 270 TSS. So day number 2, well, it didn't just start straight away on the bike. We came back to Waxahachie, where we live. So drove for 3.5 hours that morning to get home, trying to beat the rain home. But then when I got here, the rain was waiting for me, and so were cool temperatures. So day number 2 was a 3.5 hour day, and it was ridden in temperature of 42 degrees and rain the entire time. That was a challenge in and of itself. So day number 1 and day number 2 were very different, but yet day number 2 stretched me really thin, to the point where, I'm going to bed that night. My wife looks over at me and she says, "You look like a zombie." For those of you guys that have ridden in cold, rainy conditions, you guys know what she was talking about. It's like it just tears you up a lot. But why did I do stage 2 outside? I did stage 2 outside because I knew what the weather was going to be like for stage 3. So stage 3, I got to sleep in my own bed. I felt like I recovered well. I felt like I woke up the morning of stage 3 and I felt good. The legs felt good. I felt like I was ready for a good day. But there was one small wrinkle in all of this. And the wrinkle was this. Stage 3, we awoke to 40 degrees, and it wasn't just raining a little bit like it did on me in stage 2. It was going to rain all day. We were going to get inches of rain, and we did. I think we got like 3 inches of rain or something up in this area. So guess what? I had already planned for stage number 3 to take place indoors in my garage. 280 TSS indoors. Zwift was my friend. I rode on Zwift for 5.5 hours, I believe, maybe closer to 6 hours. I can't remember exactly. But that was a very testing day because I was inside the entire time. I did take breaks periodically. I think I hopped off the bike twice, hopped off once to have lunch and to get back on. But because you're on the trainer and because you're in the same position for a long time, even though you stand up periodically, my body definitely felt it when I got off the bike yesterday. However, it was very, very interesting that because yesterday didn't happen in the conditions of stage 1 or stage 2, I still felt pretty good. The legs were tired, which was to be expected, but I didn't feel the drain that I had felt from riding in the cold rain or riding in the heat with the humidity of stage number 1 and getting dehydrated. So I wrapped up yesterday and told myself, okay, I've got one more day to go. I can do this. I messaged my coach, Christian Williams, and I said, man, I'll tell you what, this challenge has got me on my knees. I'm feeling pretty worn out. I'm feeling pretty tired, but I know that I'm going to get this done. And so how did today go? Because I'm recording this literally right after getting back from today's ride. Today was good. Today was actually the best day. If I had to describe today, I would say the help of a friend. I had a local guy around here. His name's David, and I was able to cajole him into riding with me for a couple of hours because the temperature was between 37 and 39 degrees all day today with a stiff wind. The wind chill when I started today at 9:15 or so was 28, and when I got home it was 30. I think the high point that it got to today was like 31. So the wind chill was never above freezing for my entire ride. But man, I can't tell you, David riding with me for a couple of hours today really just saved my ride. Today was actually the best day that I had of the entire challenge. Today I felt the best. I don't know why that was. The legs were tired. The legs were fatigued. I mean, they're sore to the touch right now. That's why I'm sitting down bringing you guys this. But it was one of those things, folks, where you just kind of get used to. I think this is what the pros talk about. You just get used to just being tired. You just get used to having a certain level of pain that you just kind of sit in, and you just kind of let it reside within you. But you're able to do the work. And so I'm thankful I was able to do the work. Today was my biggest work day, actually. I ended up with 295 TSS. So I am officially done with the challenge. What I want to do with the remaining time in this video, though, is I am bringing you my story. I am bringing you what I did for the last 4 days. But what I wanted to bring to you guys at the end of this was this was my personal challenge. And so there might be folks out there who've done more than this. I'm sure that there are. They've ridden more and harder and faster than I have. And I'm sure that there are folks out there that haven't ridden as much as me or as fast or whatever it happens to be. Folks, here's the reason why I am extremely satisfied with what I was able to personally do these last 5 days. Because it stretched me. Because I was challenged. Because it was something that made me uncomfortable. Now, would it make somebody else uncomfortable? Maybe not. A rider that's stronger than me, a rider that's faster than me? Probably not. And it maybe would stretch somebody else, that's not as strong as me to the point where they wouldn't be able to finish it, but that's not the point. The point is that I can take satisfaction in what I was able to accomplish because it was right for me. So I just want to leave you guys with that. Because oftentimes, here's what I hear. When somebody does something that they're proud of, something that is an accomplishment that is near and dear to them, they have a particular goal or something that they've done, I often hear them say, yeah, but, I know that's nothing for you. Or, yeah, but, I'm sure that, you could do better. Or something along those lines, essentially downplaying their accomplishment. And I want to just tell us that we shouldn't do that. Folks, go out there and do something that stretches you and do something that makes you uncomfortable. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about what they might think. Don't worry about what they might say. Don't worry about how it might stack up in comparison to somebody else and what they've done or what they haven't done. Just pick something, go out and do it, because it's going to make you a better version of yourself. And I can't help but think that what I've done these last few days made me a better version of myself, a version of myself now that I can't go back to being, and using this experience to move forward. So anyhow, I hope that you've enjoyed this recap, but most especially, I hope that you really listened to what I brought you at the end here. So this is January 1st of 2021. What do you guys have planned? What big plans do you have? What things do you want to do that you know are going to stretch you and challenge you and make you a better version of yourself? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.